Hello, everybody. It's the Film Optimist. Today I'm talking about The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Okay, so before I get into the review, I must touch base on a touchier subject, 9/11. What the fuck? I've noticed that anyone I talk to that likes this franchise flat out hate the Harry Potter series, or flat out hates the Harry Potter series. I'm a fan of the Potter series, and I felt the exact opposite. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. I know people that like both. Maybe at the time in high school, or I was still in that kind of high school frame ish. Like a lot of people were like, "Fuck Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings is where it's at," and I was like, "Oh, how dare you!" From the start of Lord of the Rings, I was just bored out of my mind. I think I know why. So many people hold this film on such a high pedestal that you expect so damn much. Well, I got more than I asked for, and that's a problem. 3 hours? 3 hours. Okay. I appreciate the movie for what it is, but I wasn't hooked from the start. Did it finally hook me? Well, sort of. I enjoyed the soundtrack. It was without a doubt the most epic thing in this movie. The fighting wasn't bad, and I finally started liking the characters. To be honest, I'm just glad that I'm done watching it. Wait, there's two more films? Fuck. Thanks to Robin Culver for the requests. It took me like a week to watch open season, or a couple of days. It might have been a week, and I was like, why does it take me so fucking long to watch this stupid fucking movie? Lord of the Rings, all three of them, the trilogy, took me 2 weeks to get through all of them. I was like, this is taking way too fucking long. I really hate this. I really fucking hate this. Um, it, but I respect it a lot more now, and I kind of fucking like it a lot more now. But yeah, it still doesn't touch fucking what's it called? It's based on the 1954 novel The Fellowship of the Ring, the first volume of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Um, yeah, let's talk about the plot. In the Second Age of Middle Earth, the lords of elves, dwarves, and men are given rings of power. Unbeknownst to them, the Dark Lord Sauron forges the One Ring in Mount Doom, instilling into it a great part of his power, in order to dominate the other rings so he might conquer Middle Earth. A final alliance of men and elves battle Sauron's forces in Mordor. Isildur of Gondor severs Sauron's finger and the ring with it, thereby vanquishing Sauron and returning him to spirit form. With Sauron's first defeat, the Third Age of Middle Earth begins. The ring's influence corrupts Isildur, who takes it for himself. Isildur is later killed by orcs, and the ring is lost in a river for 2,500 years until it is found by Gollum, who owns it for 5 centuries. The ring is then found by a hobbit named Bilbo Baggins, who is unaware of its history. Kind of. We look in the Hobbit. He knows all about the fucking ring. Oh, I guess that's not why he went on the quest in the Hobbit trilogy. 60 years later, Bilbo celebrates his 111th birthday in the Shire, reuniting with his old friend the wizard Gandalf the Grey. Bilbo reveals that he intends to lead the Shire for one last adventure, and he leaves his inheritance, including the ring, to his nephew Frodo. Gandalf investigates the ring, discovers his true nature, and learns that Gollum was captured and tortured by Sauron's orcs, revealing two words during his interrogation: Shire and Baggins. Gandalf returns and warns Frodo to leave the Shire. 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 As Frodo departs with his friend, Gardener Samwise Gamgee, Gandalf rides to Isengard to meet with the wizard Saruman, but learns that he has joined forces with Sauron, who has dispatched his 9 undead Nazgul servants to find Frodo. They're joined by fellow hobbits Merry and Pippin. They also meet. They are aided by a ranger named Strider, who turns out to be Aragorn, who is a king, right? He's like the heir of Isildur, king of Gondor. Um, Weathertop, the Witch King, stabs Frodo with a Morgul blade. Arwen, an elf and Strider's beloved. Okay, cool. Lord Elrond. Okay, cool. And then they're finally joined. This is what makes up the fellowship. Elf Legolas, Dwarf Gimli, Boromir of Gondor, and then Strider, who is in fact Aragorn, Isildur's. Bilbo, now living in Rivendell, gives Frodo his sword, sting, and a chainmail shirt made of mithril. There's a lot of fucking walking and a lot of exposition and a lot of shit. That's what adds to like my personal boredom. It's great world building by J.R.R. Tolkien. Tolkien. J.R.R. Tolkien. Excuse me. Bless you. Um, So I do appreciate that. But 3 fucking hours, man. And that's not even counting the director's cuts. Like, fuck that. I'm not watching all that shit. Was it like 15 hours total or some shit? 20 something hours? I'm like, no, I'm not going, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch the movies as they came out. I don't care about this. Um, this is my second favorite of the movies, I believe. Fellowship's great. The Fellowship is great, even though it's a lot of walking. No, I think Return of the King. It's my personal favorite is the Two Towers. We'll talk about next time. And then Return of the King is a great ending that never stops. And then this first one is a great beginning. And there's a nice callback. I'll mention right now. I saw The Hobbit, the first one, whatever that one's called. What's that one called? Is it just called The Hobbit? Is it An Unexpected Journey? It starts out with Bilbo recalling something or whatever, and then Frodo says what's up to Gandalf, and it's a callback to the very first film, and I was like tearing up. I was getting emotional, and I actually really liked The Hobbit, except the ending was kind of like. We'll talk about that another time. Right now, we're just talking about the Fellowship. I do like how they're like, here, this is the Fellowship. So that's all I got to say, really. That's Lord of the Rings. Did I thank who requested this? Thanks go to Robin Culver for requesting this trilogy. I'll be thanking her again in the next 2 films, or next 2 reviews, rather. But yeah, Lord of the Rings. There's not much else to say. You guys have a wonderful day, and keep walking.